Hey, what's up, everyone? This is one of those rare occasions you actually see my face. Reason why, obviously, you can tell from the title of this whole live. It's obviously about 3 days ago there was an earthquake in Colombia, and apparently we lost a lot of lives over there. Unfortunately, first and foremost, my prayers are with people of Colombia. To the president, who just got sworn in this week, and this is what he has to deal with, is this natural disaster. I've been trying to do a live, but apparently more information came in. What's up, Pooh? Yo, Pooh, do me a favor, go to the description, and there's a whole bunch of agencies. Just start posting it on the chat if you could. So anyway, basically, there's been some live streams about it, particularly with Andre from LoveCrossing Borders, because he lives there. He lives in Cali. He's okay. Andrea injured her foot. She's okay. She's fine. They're home, so everything's cool with them. Callie did get hit, and from some of the videos I saw, they got pretty bad. Basically, a lot of the stuff that Pooh Man's going to put up is going to be for the Chocó region, which is more the indigenous region of where the earthquake hit, and that was pretty much the epicenter of where a lot of this stuff happened. So Pooh Man's going to run down to the description area of this live stream. He's going to start posting some of that stuff on the chat. If you guys want to make a donation, please make a donation. A lot of stuff is going to be focused more towards that region. That region it's very, very hard to get to that region. They're dealing with a lot of stuff. Some of the numbers coming in might be off. Last we heard, it was over 200 people lost their lives, but we're thinking it's going to be more. There's been that region. It's a coastal region, but it's just hard to get to some of the villages. I know Andre, he was taking donations for the last 2 days because he's trying to raise money to get funds over there to that region, because a lot of the stories has been focusing mostly. Bogota didn't really get hit as bad as everybody think. Medellin got a little bit shaking. Most of that was like Cali, Pereira, Manizales, a couple other cities. They've mostly been getting a lot of that because of the infrastructure, and so they're getting a lot of news. But the epicenter of that whole earthquake happened in Chocó, and nobody's really covering that, and they've been pretty much hit the hardest. So a lot of, I'm just backing up Andre. So that's why I'm doing this live stream. We're posting up a lot of this stuff. So please, if you could, even if you're watching this on a replay, go down in the description, pick one of those. I even have Andre's contacts, his Cash App, his Zelle. Make a donation, just say Passport Blueprint sent you. Your decision of who you want to donate. I have other organizations there if you want to donate. Red Cross, Pooh Man's putting it in there. There's different organizations you can donate to. Feel free to donate to whoever you want to. Let's just try to get that money out to these people. They're really gonna need help. It's just, like I said, trying to get resources there. It's very impossible because of the road infrastructures. But right now, I'm gonna show you guys a video, and so you kind of get to understand what's going on, boots on ground and stuff like that.
Lamentablemente, 265 fallecidos, 494 heridos y el número de desaparecidos ha subido de manera alarmante a 496. Tenemos 11.347 viviendas destruidas, tenemos 53.526 viviendas averiadas, 140 edificios colapsados, 1.819 centros educativos averiados, 631 centros comunitarios afectados, 179 centros de salud con fallas estructurales, un puente peatonal caído, 20 puentes vehiculares afectados, 203 vías afectadas, 44 acueductos comprometidos y 5 aeropuertos afectados.
Yeah, again, obviously I moved myself out of the way so you can see the translation. Again, my prayers is with the people in Colombia right now. This is really, really bad. No drinking water. And another reason why we're not going to be able to get any information coming out from there has been basically, the issue has basically been in the Chocó region, the internet service is not as great. So you're not really going to hear a lot of stuff like you would hear from like Medellin and stuff like that. So we don't really know what's really going on. But this is some of the information that I'm getting so far from that region.
Rescuers are searching for a family that is trapped under the rubble. So I'm here at a rescue site in Cali. Occasionally they hear signs of life. They're calling for silence. That means they found signs of life.
They're trying to listen for bodies or anybody trapped under the rubble.
One paramedic said that her mother, father, and 12-year-old are trapped under the rubble. But most of the apartment buildings, residents are presumed dead under the 5-story building. There's a group of paramedics from Popayan. They're here in Cali helping out, as well as hundreds of just regular civilians, people that are passing debris, passing buckets of rubble to each other to help clear the area.
I'm trying my best to stay calm. I know we're getting closer, and I have faith, and I'm hoping to see my dad soon.
Overnight crews making significant progress at this site here, moving this debris. Now the urgency comes because they believe they heard signs of life deep within this rubble. Now tragically, they have not found anyone yet, but you can see how diligently they are working. No one is deterred. Hope, all some have left at this point. Speaking of hope, on site here, we met a woman named Ana Valencia. She is from Long Island, New York. She flew in at 2 a.m. this morning to be here, moving pieces of rubble by hand with her entire family, telling us she has everything in this venture. Her father, Miguel Valencia, she believes is alive somewhere in that rubble.
They also send crews from the United States and I guess other parts of the world. They're all down there helping out, and even just regular civilians are going down there to help out.
Like bricks on top of me. I can't even explain it. Just the thought that there's still people underneath this is devastating.
That is the sentiment that we've heard by so many survivors, so many volunteers, many of them not defeated. They are exhausted. They have gone without sleep. They have gone without eating. But the resiliency of these communities speaks volumes. Hands helping one another, neighbors helping neighbors. Everything that you might expect to see during a tragedy playing out here in real time. And nothing more powerful than those moments of silence when everyone holds their breath, hoping that another survivor is found. Those moments reigniting that spark that so many have to continue this manual labor. We have been to the hospital to talk to the staff who has treated some of these patients. We've seen how taxing this has been for them, many of them not knowing how their families were during the quake. Now look, the window for trying to save people may be closing, but that's certainly not going to stop the effort here. People here will continue hand in hand supporting one another because that is the meaning of humanity.
My country has just been hit by a devastating earthquake, and as many as you know, the epicenter was in Chocó, a place deeply close to my heart. I've had the immense privilege to spend time there working alongside its communities on several social projects, so today this feels deeply personal. While an earthquake can strike anyone, not everyone faces a disaster from the same starting point. Chocó is one of Colombia's most vulnerable regions, and many communities now urgently need clean water, food, medicine, and unfortunately shelter. That's why I'm partnering today with Fundación TAP, an organization I've known for years and I deeply trust to help get the aid directly to the communities that need it the most. You can donate through this link from any part of the world, and any amount helps. If you can't donate money, please share this message. The epicenter was in Chocó. Let's make sure our attention, our solidarity, and our help reach Chocó too. Thank you.
I don't know if you guys see it, but I'm gonna leave that up there for a little bit. So you guys, I don't know if you can scan that with your phone. I don't know if you can pull that up, Pooh. Well, if anything, yeah, I can just catch it on the replay. And maybe, Pooh, you could just put it in the chat after the show. But yeah, let's try to help these people. This one's going to particularly go out to Chocó in that region because they need it really bad. So let's go help these people out big time. And that's pretty much what I want to focus more on is the Chocó region. Try to help these people out.
People of the world, Colombia needs you.
We are in a crisis, and at the end of this video, we will tell you how you can help.
On Monday, a 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck Western Colombia with its epicenter in Chocó.
Homes and buildings have collapsed.
Families have been displaced.
People are still searching for loved ones, and entire communities are trying to recover.
Chocó has a mostly rural, mostly Afro-Colombian and indigenous population, and they were already facing deep inequality and limited access to resources.
This disaster makes that situation even worse.
The damage extends far beyond Chocó. Sadly, many cities such as Pereira, Cali, Manizales, and Armenia were devastated as well.
But we are a country of helpers, and rescuers have found over 200 people alive.
And this is ongoing, so how can you help?
If you're outside of Colombia, every donation counts.
You can donate from anywhere in the world to Fundación TAP, an organization we've known for years and deeply trust to get the help directly to the communities that need them the most. They are a local nonprofit, and you can use this link to donate.
Also, you can donate to Abaco, which is Colombia's food bank. They are working to get food to the people who need it the most. Just please go to this link and
Again, I'm just going to leave that up for a little bit. And Pooh, like I said afterwards, if you want to hit the chat, the comment section, throw all that stuff in there. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm just focusing on this region because this used to be the region. I just found this interesting. This is where the slaves ran away to in Colombia. When they ran away from their slave masters, they went to this area, and this is the area they stayed. So this is very, very important region for us African American, not just African Americans, but just Africans overall.
whatever you can.
If you can't donate, we also need your help. Share resources.
For example, like and share this video as widely as you can.
I have tagged some of the organizations that need donations in the description.
Thank you so much for reminding us that we are not alone.
Con amor desde Colombia.
Con amor desde Colombia.
Con amor desde Colombia.
Con amor desde Colombia.
Con mucho amor desde Colombia.
Tienes que dar la vuelta por allá. Por aquí llegas a mano izquierda, subes 2 cuadras y volteas.
At the University of Antioquia Faculty in Accra, one of the collection centers where different types of aid are needed for our department. We call on everyone who wants to contribute financially with food or whatever they can to join this cause.
All the foundations that are collecting hygiene supplies, non-perishable food to support our colleagues and our Chocon families who are in this tragedy today.
We have been taking inventory of all the donations since the morning, and we can only thank the professors, students of the institution, and people outside of it for all the products they have donated so far. We can only thank all of you for all the support you have been providing us.
Colombia needs you, Choco needs you. Today we are calling on all individuals, businesses, and organizations that can help and support with this important social cause. Many families and individuals have been affected by this crisis and are in urgent need of our solidarity at this time.
We will be here at the Afria Collective from Monday to Friday, from 9 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, so that on Friday, with all the donations we have received, we can redistribute them to the affected areas. We will always be grateful to you and remind you that what keeps a system of oppression strong, united, and consistent is indifference. So this is the moment for us to come together and carry out humanitarian aid together.
Folks, El Cairo, a municipality in Valle del Cauca, has between 80 and 90% of its entire town destroyed.
My name is Irma Montoya. I am a resident of El Cairo. Practically, El Cairo is destroyed. It is destroyed from 100%. It fell to 90%. There is a human loss, which is Mrs. Leonor Panezo, confirmed by a nurse from the hospital who went to check her vital signs just now. But a calamity without water, without power, without internet, without anything, we are cut off. Please send help, send, people to assist us because the need is great.
We need rescuers' aid and donations to reach this place. Please, as quickly as possible, help me by naming and tagging the ONGRD, the Red Cross.
The department of Chocó is the place that was most affected by yesterday's earthquake. Maya, there are thousands of families who lost everything, municipalities that were reduced to ruins, but we can help by donating money to this bank account. And for example, here in Medellin, different collection points have been opened to take aid directly to the Department of Chocó. At the University of Antioquia in Block 9, at the Delfos Mobile Bookstore in Laureles. Also at the airports, both at Olaya Herrera here in Medellin and at Jose Maria Cordova in Rio Negro, and also at Pascachia. The aid collected in those places will be taken directly to the families most in need in Chocó. And if you can't donate, at least share this information so it reaches more people.
Well, I came here to the Las Palmas neighborhood. We know that the need is double, it's everywhere, but here there's a group of girls and guys who are giving it their all, helping the people in the community. Las Palmas was also one of the neighborhoods that was greatly affected by the tragedy we experienced. And well, making visible what is being done, making visible what is happening is also a way to help. So here I want you to come to see how they are working here, making a delicious rice to share with the community, so that those who have nothing to eat, who have nowhere to stay, at least have a plate of food to eat today. The tragedy with hunger is very different from when one has a full belly. So applause for them, for those who are giving it their all. Say hello, guys. Say hello.
Say hello, guys, girls.
The people.
In Kibdosivanosta Doino, the land left scars in a city that already faced enormous challenges. The magnitude 7.4 earthquake that shook western Colombia had its epicenter here in Chocó, near the municipality of San Jose del Palmar.
My boyfriend was Kona Kantain was going to take a shower and I was going to organize a shirt for him. When we felt the first sudden movement, what I did was call him and he thought it was something temporary. When he came out of the bathroom and realized it wasn't, we ran out.
The movement was violent. Buildings collapsed, walls came down, structures were cracked, and numerous families, more than 1,500, lost their homes in Chocó.
Now we live our lives, material things well, but not life.
But assessing the damage in Chocó presents an additional challenge. Communication difficulties and access to some communities have complicated the arrival of information and the response to the emergency. While the rescue teams work in affected areas, we learn stories of anonymous heroes who risk their lives trying to save others. The supportive essence of this land. You tell me that it has affected you a lot, that, well, the baby did not survive.
Yes, honestly, the death of the child shocked me a lot because he was really a child of 6 years old. And he looked very, very bad when he was going from here to the hospital, agonizing. It looked like he wanted that he was fighting to live, but unfortunately he didn't make it.
The earthquake also hits one of the historically most vulnerable departments of Colombia, where many families have few resources to rebuild what was lost. And that reality turns each destroyed house into more than just material damage. For many, it means starting over, practically from scratch.
Yeah, it is sad. Let me pull this video up.
All right, guys, this is your boy Andre.
Yeah, this was thanks, Pooh. Thanks for putting that stuff up, man. I appreciate it. This is Dre. I'm not gonna play a lot of it, but this is Dre after the first day of dealing with that. So just to kind of give you a little bit more of the update.
Andre and Andre's love crossing borders. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys knew about his situation, so I'm gonna let his video play so you can get an idea what's going on with him.
Tuesday evening. I think it's Tuesday. Tuesday evening. As you guys can tell, we're not in the same environment that we're usually in. And the reason for that is because, as many of you know, we had an earthquake here in Colombia, as well as in Ecuador. It went all the way to Costa Rica, Panama.
Yeah, and the reason why is because they're on a fault line. That fault line goes all the way down there to Costa Rica. It's actually, I looked at it, it's actually kind of a circle. It circles around. So in this fault line, that's why they felt that. I don't know how bad it was in Panama or in Costa Rica, but yeah, I guess Colombia got the brunt of it.
I was affected, but the number one area that was affected, the epicenter was Chocó. And for those of you who don't know about Chocó, it is the native, indigenous, and black area or state, if you will, of Colombia. Do me a favor, guys, put a 1 in the comment if you guys can hear me. I know I don't have the microphone set up like I usually do. I'm going to have all that set up for tomorrow, mañana. But I figured I'd get this one out because a lot of you guys have been asking about what's going on with Andre and Andrea, where they're in the middle of it, what took place, what's our story. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. And
even though I'm not going to play all of it, I just found out yesterday in the Patriot that Andrea, she hurt her foot during this thing. She's okay. Matter of fact, she's in the background. Just can't see her.
put a 1 in the comment for me if you guys, and you guys already know I'm not really used to how to do the comments yet to show them on camera. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you very much for the ones. But I'll start off with the shout outs like we normally do in a second. Because I appreciate every one of you guys that are showing up tonight because we were a part of this.
No,
but I want to go back to talking about the Black area of Colombia that's not being talked about on your local news. They talk about Bogota. They talk about Panama. They talk about Cali. They'll even talk about a little bit about Medellin in the coffee region. And those areas did get hit just like we got, not like we got hit in Cali. But I'm going to give you a breakdown of how each city was impacted or affected. We're going to talk about the sad part, the loss of lives. We're going to talk about what we're going through and any donations that you guys give to the Cash App tonight will be appreciated. So if you could, I know you guys normally do super chats, but we could really use the Cash Apps tonight. The donation, any donation you guys give, we just greatly appreciate it. I might not be able to announce it because I got my phone that I'm using. So I won't be able to announce your Cash App donation tonight, but I will announce it tomorrow night when I'm on Richie Mac's show talking about this particular topic because a 7.4 earthquake is not anything to laugh at. And shout out to but if you guys still want to give a super chat, I appreciate that as well. Shout out to my brother, send a super chat right out the gate. And that is Top Gun, no Canadian boys. And Top Gun, I wish I had my sound effects and everything. But, like I said, I don't know how to show stuff on screen. So don't give me the lion. And I'll make a mistake and push something. I'll mess up the whole live stream. Because I really stream from my phone in the morning, about 7:30. And our bed is a very solid bed. You know how some people got that solid oak bed that it just don't move. You have somebody jumping up and down on the other side and that other person can sleep. That's how solid our bed is, right? And so I feel the first move. I feel the bed slide the first time. And I'm like, I recognize this from all of the other tremors that we've gone through here in Colombia. But I realized this.
Yeah, they're prone to earthquakes. I'm not sure about Venezuela, but like I said, Colombia is on a fault line. This is their, I think they had one about a couple of decades ago. And that's when Carlos Escobar was around. And I know he was dishing out money to help these people. But yeah, they get earthquakes. Mostly they just get a lot of tremors, but this one was pretty big.
Bigger. By the time the second push, I'm waking Andrea up. Fortunately, I got shorts on. Andrea jumps up. She's in her PJs. And now we're on our way down the stairs. Our apartment is just starting to fall apart. And then I got video footage, but like I said, since we don't have Wi-Fi over where we are, I'm going to tell you where we are throughout the show. But since we running down the stairs, we're on the 6th floor of 12. We live in a very upper class community over out north in Cali, Colombia. And so by the time we hit the 4th floor, you don't know if the stairs over your head is about to come down because you're running down, or you don't know because you could feel it raining. It's starting to rain down on you. And so as you're running, you're trying to beat the stairs that you already ran past. So you know these are about to crumble. At the same time, you're looking at the stairs underneath you crumbling. And I'm going to break it down the timing for you for a second while we're running down the stairs. Now we hit the 4th floor. It's a full scale earthquake. Some areas got 1 minute of earthquake. Some areas got 30 seconds. Some areas got 10 seconds of earthquake in different cities. Chocó, the Black area, they got 4 minutes straight of earthquake. They also got over 40 tremors after that. So anybody that knows those after tremors that come, they got 40 of those. And then today, they had another earthquake in Chocó in the all Black area of Colombia, in Buenaventura and in Chocó area. were very damaged. We're going to talk about those areas in a minute. Back to the stairs. So we're running down the stairs. We seeing old people. So I'm stopping to help old people. Andre is still shooting down the stairs. And then once again, the earthquake is at full scale. So even though you worry about the stairs, now you got to worry about the debris that might be waiting for you coming down on your way out. So you're on your way out, and all of a sudden you start to see bricks and stuff raining down. So you're trying to avoid all those. So by the time you get out there, fortunately, man, and here's the crazy part about an earthquake.
This is when he's been on adrenaline high, and now it's crashing down, and now he's coming down off it.
That's like the second time.
It's rough, and I feel for him. Dre faced death. That's not fun. Thank God he's alive, and I'm thankful for that.
Okay. Here's the crazy part about an earthquake, right? It was great to see everybody made it out while it's still going on, while debris is still coming down. And the crazy part was you still feel it. Even though it's been over, the shaking that was going on during the quake, anybody that's been in a real earthquake, you feel it for about a good hour after. So all your nerve tendons is still kind of.
Dude, I'm teary-eyed every time I see this. Because as much as like I've never met this man, and we've communicated basically on this app, and I feel a connection with him. Seriously. You know, I've been on this show before. You know, and it's like, you know, you lost a friend. I ain't shitting.
Kind of shaking like crazy, right? One woman was shaking so bad, she had to give her baby to Andrea, and it wasn't even her baby. She was like the nanny, the babysitter. And she was shaking and crying so bad that she about to drop the baby. And so Andrea's shaking so bad, and I'm trying to hold her, and I'm like, this is my first time kind of like, it hit me like right now. Like before, I had to be the calm one, right? So you guys are seeing me being hit, probably talking to you guys about it. And so now you're thinking about your vehicle that's in the garage. So all of us that got vehicles inside the building, you thinking like, should I go down and get my vehicle? Should I wait? You know, as a man, all these thoughts are going through your mind. So you're seeing all these other vehicles go. Mind you, this is the part that got me. I've been joking about this. Mind you, I find out in all my complex of all these buildings in the suburbs, I'm the only black dude. Wasn't no sisters around, wasn't no brothers around, wasn't no Americans around. I'm the only tall black dude in my whole community. But that was funny to notice that. So I said, okay, I'm seeing other people go down to get their vehicles. And so everybody took their vehicles out and was parking them in the surrounding area. So you had no street to really drive down because everybody took all their cars out in all the complexes and put them on the side around the parks, around the street. So there were no streets to park. Down the street, the people that worked in the office building, they went through it. They barely survived it. Fortunately, we live in an area where the buildings are newer, so they made them earthquake proof. Now, mind you, Colombia hasn't seen an earthquake like this on a national scale for over 100 years. It's been a long time. Now, 30 years ago, right, 27 years ago in the Manizales area in the coffee region, this happened. But for something like this, is Andrea has never experienced it. Her dad, who's 61, he's never experienced this. Older people who've been around forever never experienced this. We're used to experiencing, like since I've been here, we've experienced 5 tremors. Like you'll be sitting there watching television, right? And all of a sudden it just goes like for 5-10 seconds, and everybody calling each other. You know, I'm calling T-Mac and Medellin. Hey, did y'all feel that? And they're like, yeah. And then you see a few, you see a few bottles broken in a liquor store type of thing, but it was like real quick and fast. This one hung around, and it let you know it was gonna hang around because it started real slow, and it was letting you know, okay, get ready to run. And if you were lollygagging or playing, a lot of people got caught up. I know people that got out of their buildings that I personally know, got out of their buildings right before the whole building collapsed, like right before it was done, it was collapsed. And so now you're thinking like, okay, you left your passport in this building, cell phones up there in the building. Okay, you got your car out, credit cards up in there, everything, all your intangibles, all your cash is up in there. So you're thinking to yourself like, man, I'm glad everybody made it out. Everything's safe. And now you find out that over 40 buildings around Cali has collapsed on people, businesses, high rises, apartments. But this is nothing compared to, let's go back to the black part of Colombia, Chocó. There's a fundraiser that they're having. Some of the fellas are having it. So I'm gonna drop the link for that. I think that's the only thing I know how to do when it comes to this, doing it from your cell phone live streams. And so what ends up happening is Chocó.
Before we go any further on that one, I want to show you guys something. Take a look at my finger. This is what a fault line happens when the earthquake happens. This is what's happened to the fault line. It's just like snapping your fingers. It shifts. Your land mass does this. That's all it does. And that's what causes the earthquake. That's what's happening when an earthquake happens. Just like snapping your fingers, it's the fault line just shifting.
Since they were the heart of it, they got the brunt of it. Like we saw videos out there where people just in their house are maybe like 2 stories, maybe 3. And by the time they got out, the house was just like to the ground, just all over the place. And same thing with Buenaventura. Now, here's the part that kind of disappoints you. It's already bad enough in Chocó. We're going to come back to my story and me and Andrea's story. It's already bad enough in Chocó that they have very little to no Wi-Fi. Very little to no telecommunications with cell phones on a regular day. And I think it was 1996. This how remote or in the jungle this city is built. I mean, the state, actually it's a state of Chocó is built. They had, in I think it was 1996, the first 5 months of the year, over 40 children starved to death, just of starvation. That's how remote this state is, but it's 80% black people. They had a couple years ago, they had to deal with a malaria outbreak That's how remote it is. But Chocó is a part of Chocó and Buenaventura are port states and cities. What do I mean? A lot of the products that come into Colombia come through the black towns and cities and states, but black people don't even make no money off of it. So even though all of Better and all the rest of them are making money, Chocó is basically the most impoverished area in Cali, if not one of the most impoverished areas in South America, especially for a place that's a state. And so let's go back to our story. So once again, and my bad for the choke up, gentlemen, my bad for the choke up. You know, like I said, it just hit me. It ain't hit me at all the whole time, but I guess getting on live with you guys, it kind of just hit me. But I digress. Like I said, once again, guys, thanks for the support on the Cash App. Thank you for the support for the super chats. Tonight, if you guys could do more Cash Apps than super chats, we appreciate that more than anything. So now, like a few hours later, everybody gets the nerves to go back in, but it's mainly us men. Ain't no women going back up there. I know one older couple that tried to go up in there, and the wife couldn't even make it. Me and Andre was looking at the wife, and she just was so shaken. And so the old man turned back around. It was like on the first, second floor. He just turned back around and went back down the steps with his wife because he knew that they couldn't go back in. We're going to talk about not being able to go back in a second. We all knew this, that if we don't go back in to get our few valuable items, you can't go back in while they're doing the inspection to make sure that if this building is still habitable. So just because you have an earthquake and the building didn't go all the way down, some people think the only people that had damage were the people that were in a building that crashed, or they escaped the building and the building it collapsed. Then you have to realize throughout the state of Colombia, the country of Colombia, there are still buildings such as ours that you don't know if you can live in that building. They need to check to see if you can live in that building for another week. It might collapse. Would it collapse in another day? Will it collapse in another month? So you have to wait. There are buildings right now that you could look at in the city. You like, if the wind blows hard, that building, that insurance building is going down. So a lot of buildings didn't collapse completely, but there's over 1,000 damaged buildings throughout Colombia, over 1,000. And so Bogota, we're gonna go back to our story. Like I said, when I went back up the stairs, and man, I was shaking. I ain't gonna tell you. I'm gonna sit up here pretend like I was brave and I was 9/11. You know, I'm from the States, so I'm thinking about 9/11. I'm thinking about the Oklahoma City bombing. I'm thinking about all them buildings that went down, right? And so I'm thinking about anytime there was a fire and the building went down. And so I'm thinking like, okay, it's been a couple of hours, everything's fine. So the men, and I said, I'm only 6 floors of 12. I said, okay, cool. So I went back in, grabbed cell phone, grabbed, credit cards, cash, forgot my passport. I ain't thought about that. And because I usually keep that in a private stash. So I wasn't gonna take time to go through all that. And so made it back down, made sure that some of our friends from the States that live in the same building with us, made sure that they made it back, because one of our friends, shout out to Sylvie and Nick. And I'm glad, and Nick, he's back in the States taking care of business. And I couldn't even imagine the feeling what he's going through with his brand new wife. They got married down here, even though they were in the States, and they live, they're originally from the States, but they live here. And they got married here last year. To know that your brand new wife is by herself in Cali in the house with the dogs, and this happens, and you're back home in the States and you can't do nothing about it, because he's going to be flying back soon. So we made sure that we got a chance to make sure she was fine. So when we saw her, and her mother lived in the building across the street, she moved in from the States. So her mother's building was fine, but our building is under you got to have the insurance inspectors come through for each apartment. And then you have to have the professional building inspectors come through for your apartment and your house. So once again, just because a building didn't collapse, that doesn't mean that it won't collapse. So you have people outside sleeping in hammocks. You have people sleeping in sleeping bags all in the open area, in the parking lot area. They do have an area here in Cali for, like, if it's a hurricane or just something like that happened yesterday, where people can go to this like tent area or this arena area.
Yeah, and keep something in mind, there's going to be a lot of foundational issues in those buildings, a lot of foundational damage, so they can't go back in. The foundation, it's probably jacked up. So those buildings are going to probably eventually going to be probably destroyed, tear down, because they're just no good.
People during the Hurricane Katrina, and all those people went to the Silver Dome. I think it was the Superdome in New Orleans, and they had the tents and everything. They have something like that here in Cali, so a lot of people were able to go there. And so people have been donating cash. We're going to be doing that. People are going to be donating a lot of water. People are donating their muscles just to help dig people out. And so all of that took place. So I go back in, I grab a bunch of stuff. Debris is still coming down. You're still seeing all the cracks and everything's about to, every time you step on a stair, you don't know if that stair is about to collapse because you can feel the weight of it. It's like I said, the building itself may have been made earthquake proof. That doesn't mean the stairs are earthquake proof. The drywall is earthquake proof. The paint, the mirrors that's on your walls or anything, that doesn't mean that the elevator is earthquake proof. So nobody could jump on that elevator. So a lot of things that people sit back and they think when they say, well, y'all were in a safer area, it's earthquake proof. The building not collapsing probably was earthquake proof, but stuff collapsing on you could happen. Like one of the ladies in Andrea's family that lived in the community of Andrea's family, and she was running down the stairs. She made it past it was only three stories. She made it past the first stairs. As she was coming around the second stairs, the third set of stairs killed her. So for all you dudes that sit back and have something slick to say, like one area wasn't bad as another area. Now let's go through the cities, because I'm going to go back to when we came down. What do we need to do? Why are we here? Where are we? And what to be answering all those questions. Like I said, guys, this might not be a long, I might be an hour at most, but I just want to let you guys know that we are all right. They cut off all telecommunications here in Cali for the most part yesterday. So barely anybody's cell phone was working. I just so happened to be driving past and stopped at a stoplight and noticed I got some barbs.
Communication got restored because this video is about 3 days old. It got restored. Electricity is partially restored, but they're still digging. Some of the video you guys saw were 18 hours old.
Real quick, if you guys saw me on Facebook, I put a message out real quick. Hey, we got an earthquake going on, blah, blah, blah. I put the earthquake information on the Facebook note. I say, we're all right, we're live, boom. After that, I had no communication with anybody the whole day yesterday until last night. Lights were out throughout the city. So, you had no lights. Many places didn't have any water. Collapsed. 80% of the city was shut down. So no schools, no businesses. It was a few. You could get some sourdough bread at a bakery type spots were open. But grocery stores and all that, none of that was open. Because they didn't want you to be in a grocery store, another tremor come through, and it collapse on you. Or they don't know how strong this, because right now the grocery stores are still closed. Why? They don't know how strong the structures is. So all these houses that are collapsed on people, you got those people trying to dig these people out. They've been digging out babies and everything. But at the same time, you got inspectors going from building to building to building. You got to inspect every building dang near in the city to make sure that people can go back in and keep their businesses going or go back in there and live. Now, so we're gonna talk about. And I know I'm all over the place with this. We're going to talk about in a second. And once again, thanks for the cash apps, guys. Thanks for the super chats. I can't announce them because, like I said, I don't want to make a mistake and push the wrong button because y'all know I'm not used to doing it directly on the phone. I'm used to doing it with my computer. And we're going to be on Richie Max tomorrow night talking about this. And so each city, Medellin. So you reached out to the Medellin guys. They felt it. It was different. They felt it, and it was strong out there. But a lot of guys in Medellin that were even on the 27th floor, you know, because Medellin buildings are 24 floors, 27 floors, 36 floors. So that was the challenge with Medellin, that we're hearing that a lot of people were in the high rises, but from what we're hearing, it wasn't as tempestuous as far as the damage compared to Chocó, Buenaventura, Cali. Let's go to Bogota. Bogota had a nice little tremor, but nothing that you felt like destruction took place. A few buildings, a little damage here and there, but it really didn't hit Bogota like that. Now let's talk about the coffee region, the coffee triangle. Manizales, Pareda, Armenia. They got hit bad. Those older buildings, they got hit bad. Old churches that we had been to in some of these coffee regions, beautiful cathedral churches, just smashed, just destroyed by this earthquake. And like I mentioned before earlier, for you guys that weren't here earlier, some parts of the country received 10 seconds. Other parts, most of us received 30 seconds to a minute. And I'm telling you, an earthquake, take it from me, 30 seconds in an earthquake is like watching the last of an NFL game. It feels like it's 20, 25 minutes of the last 30 seconds of an NFL or NBA game. That's how long it was. And so it's one thing to see it on TV or you see it in a movie. I'm telling you, bro, it is to see you and the person that you. Some of you dudes come down here and you by yourself. Some of you ladies come down here and you're by yourselves, and you ain't got no man. You ain't got nobody that you care about like that. But to sit back and see me having to make sure my wife is good, I'm good, my neighbors are good, my neighbors making sure we good, family reaching out to us, everybody on panic mode, but everybody trying to be as calm as possible. So the coffee region, they got hit hard. A lot of old buildings got torn down. Then, when you thought it was safe to go in the water, a volcano starts erupting. So now there's a volcano that's about to erupt in the coffee region. It already started, the smokestack, the Pompeii smokestack, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm kind of looking at information in regards to that, but yeah, that started erupting. I haven't heard any other news other than just smoking gas from that. We don't know anything more about that. I haven't heard anything else, but that's the last thing they need.
And it was on orange alert last night. What does orange alert mean? That even though you see the smoke going up, it hasn't erupted yet and hit all the surrounding small towns like Pompeii. So that's scheduled to happen in the next few days to a week. So Colombia's got that going on in the background. A lot of guys don't know about, we got a lot of volcanoes here in Colombia. And so we've been to a couple of them. And so you have that. So the coffee region is waiting for the volcano. At the same time, they're dealing with the aftermath of the earthquake. So it wasn't Bogota that got hit. So on some of the news headlines with some of the Bogota news dude, I saw a dude being interviewed by Anderson Cooper, and he was a Bogota news reporter, and he was trying to sell it to Anderson Cooper on CNN as if Bogota was hit. That no. The coffee region was hit hard. The hardest hit area was the black area, Chocó and Buenaventura were the areas that were hit the hardest. And like I said, on a regular day, they have horrible Wi-Fi. They don't have the best medical system in hospitals in Chocó or Buenaventura. And they don't have the best telecommunications as far as telephones. So these people that are Black people here, that are from Chocó, that are from Buenaventura, can't even call their family. So even though you might have Wi-Fi in Cali, back home in the Everglades state, you know, the jungle-ish, I don't want to say jungle, but the more rural-ish state of Chocó and the ocean area of Buenaventura, they're still looking for people to even show up to help dig out people. They don't even have enough people to dig out all the bodies. So they're going through that. But they don't talk about it on the news. They just talk about Cali, which we were the second worst. Don't get me wrong. We had over 100, almost 100 plus deaths here in Cali alone. We've had over 800 people that have been injured in one way or another. We've lost over 40 to 100 buildings here in Cali, and many more to collapse anyway. We've been displaced like immigrants. Like, you guys are wondering, okay, where is Andre and Andrea? Are they safe? Are they all right? As of today, yes, we are safe because Andrea's grandma just had a beautiful apartment renovated, and she's in Medellin, and she's spending time with the family there. So she's always there. So she's had this new apartment sitting here furnished for the longest. And she comes back periodically. And so she said, you guys can stay in my apartment on the south side. So that's what we're doing. We're over here on the south side. So that's why you see a different background. And I brought one of the lights with me type of thing, because we were able to go back today. But you had to go back in before the inspectors came. So we had to go back early. Andrea went in. Her heart was just broken because, like I said, I'd already seen what the inside damage was. She hadn't. Then we saw our neighbors. Remember, I told you guys a while back. I told you guys I got a neighbor. He's an English speaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill it for now. Just so you guys can understand what was going on. I wanted y'all to see that so y'all can get a little bit more in depth about what was going on. But basically, guys, I'm just gonna run this through real quick. These are the organizations, if you can donate to, please do so. This is a lot, some of these are gonna go directly to Chocó. Please get to them. They really need it. Obviously, you heard from Andre himself. He's spearheading his thing to donate over there to Chocó, because obviously we hear about the Chocó region, but we didn't really know how bad it is over there in terms of even on an everyday life, everyday standard. But this is really bad. This is basically, this one up here is basically like their version of the American Red Cross. Please let's go help these people out. Reason why I'm cutting it live, because I think Ulysses Travelers, he's gonna have a live talking about Colombia. So I'm gonna join that live in a little bit. But again, I wish we had more people up in here, but you know how this travel space is. But I wanted to do this live, push this information out, help people, you know, try to help them, because I told Richie Mack and Andre when they had their live yesterday, I was gonna do this. So get my followers over there. He didn't even post Dre's stuff up here. Oh gosh, Pooh Man, you didn't do it. If you want to donate to Andre's stuff, Andre's thing he's doing, it's in the description of this live stream. His information, there's a Zelle. He has one for Zelle and he has one for his Cash App. I think the Cash App's gonna have a little bit of an issue because I think he maxed out because they put a certain limit on Cash Apps now. He hit his limit yesterday. I think it may have refreshed today. So you might want to try his Cash App if you can make a donation there. If not, you can, like I said, you can donate to any one of these organizations. I put them all on there. It's up to you to decide who you want to donate. That's your decision. I just put the information out there. If you do donate, just let them know that I sent you. That's all I ask. So you know that, you know, I'm helping out and stuff like that. So, but pretty much, I just want to give you guys in depth of what's going on in Colombia. If I get any more news, I'll post it so you guys know. Also, don't go down, and this is starting to come up and it's pissing me off. Don't go down there thinking, you know, it's party time over there, because right now it's a national tragedy. So, because they already had to cancel one of their festivals because of this thing. And there's some dudes that are still thinking about going down there, you know, pay for play and all this other stuff. Kill that noise, bro. Because this is a national tragedy right now. Let's just focus on the people right now. Let's get them, you know, because nobody's out there partying at this point. You know, this is something that's happening right now. Nobody's in this mood to go partying. Nobody's blasting music, none of that stuff. And this is starting to become really, really freaking annoying about dudes coming over from the States, want to come over there. You know, it's just, you know what? You know, I don't want to fucking crash out right now because I want to stay focused with this project. But these motherfuckers, man, excuse my French, but it pisses me off when I got to deal with stupid shit like this. But anyway, but like I said, let's just focus on the people. Let's get these people taken care of. Like real travelers that we are, let them know that we're here for them and we got their back. So anyway, I'm gonna end the stream, guys. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate you guys as always. Like I said, description of all these agencies that are donating to the Chocó region, please hit those agencies. Also, you can also hit Andre Personal's Cash Apps, Zelle. You can hit those as well, because we got Passport Bros down there that's doing shit and helping those people out as well. So hit them up. And let's go help these people out in time of need. Let them know that we love them. You know, we're here for them. So we got their backs as well. So let's help them out. Okay? I'm going to do what I can and do my donations as well. So until then, I catch up with you guys next time. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you guys. All you guys is catching it on the replay. Please also donate. I greatly appreciate that. And I catch all you guys later.